Alrighty guys, we're back for some Boros Reanimator, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I build all kinds of different decks, but I do prefer aggro decks and the decks with red in them as well. Also, we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? This one's based around Abuelo's Awakening. I think that's how you'd pronounce that, right? This is an X and 3 and a white. Sorcery speed. Return target artifact or non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. It's a 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. Very interesting build around reanimation card, guys. Like, we'll be able to bring back Portal to Phyrexia. The only problem is it's a creature, so it's going to be a little bit easier to hit, but guess what? Go for the Throat doesn't hit it, so that's good news at least, right? Either way, being able to do something like that on turn 4 just seems super disgusting, man. And we have a lot of other terrific cards to bring back, like Threefold Thunderhulk here. This is a 7 mana, 0/0. When it enters the battlefield, it comes in with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, so it'll at least be a 3/3, right? Whenever Threefold Thunderhulk enters the battlefield or attacks, you create a number of 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens equal to its power. Nice, so you can go wide with this pretty easily. Then for 2 mana, you can sacrifice another artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Threefold Thunderhulk, and we're going to have other ways to put counters onto this too. But what's pretty wild is, yeah, if you bring that back with Awakening, instead of being a 0/0, it's going to be a 1/1 and it's going to be a flyer. So, and then it still gets those 3 +1/+1 counters, so it's actually a 4/4 flyer when you bring it back with the Awakening, which is really sick. So every time you swing with it, it's a little easier to swing with it because now it's flying in the air, and then you just keep on generating those gnomes, which of course could be wild. It's kind of our main win condition, honestly. So some more awesome stuff to potentially bring back with the Awakening. We have this Chimil, the Inner Sun. It's a 6 mana legendary artifact. Spells you control can't be countered. Nice. At the beginning of your end step, discover 5. Holy cow. So when you discover 5, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 5 or less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost or put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. There's going to be a lot of great cards to hit with this. Obviously, hitting any of our 5-drops is going to be absolutely terrific, and we do have some pretty awesome 5-drops in here, like 3 Invoke Justice to fit that Reanimator theme, 5 mana Sorcery Speed, return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures and or vehicles target player controls. Of course, you target yourself. I'm a little confused as to why it says target player still, because you always want to target yourself, right? I'm pretty sure. Anyways, this could be a great way to put extra counters onto like the Thunderhulk and stuff, which could be absolutely disgusting. Now, there's a big problem with like Thunderhulks just immediately dying as soon as the opponent untaps, right? Or they drop a board wipe or something. So we better have ways to give it haste, like all 4 Bitter Reunions, that 2 mana enchantment. When it ETBs, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Nice. Going to obviously keep our graveyard nice and stocked up as well. And then for 1 mana, you can sacrifice it. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. And that reminds me, guys, when we were in the early access event, somebody played Thunderhulk with Bitter Reunion, and my mind was blown. I loved it so much. And I believe they were playing Awakening in that build too. So this build was very much inspired by that opponent's deck in the early access. As I couldn't stop talking about how cool their deck was. Some more top-end stuff that we really wouldn't mind reanimating with either Invoke Justice or Portal to Phyrexia or anything, like Trumpeting Carnosaur here. It's a 6 mana, 7/6 trample. When it enters the battlefield, you discover 5. Nice. So same level of discovery as the Inner Sun, which is awesome. So like I said, just great things to hit with the Connoisseur. Also has a bottom ability here for 2 and a red. You can discard this. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So it's also like a 3 mana potential removal spell as well that puts itself in the grave, and then we could eventually bring it back. Yeah, that's just really neat, isn't it? More top end stuff, Eternal Wandering could be the Eternal Wanderer could be pretty great to blink our own creatures. You never know when that could come in handy, like blinking the Trumpeting Carnosaur, for example. But then just like overall, this acts as a board wipe too. It's just like really solid, a really good one to hit off of like Invoke Justice as well, since this is a permanent card, so we can hit all of our Planeswalkers too. Speaking of Planeswalkers, we also have an Elspeth Resplendent. The -3 is pretty decent. We do have a lot of great stuff, great permanent cards with mana value 3 or less to hit. But this is also going to be a way with that +1 to just plug more counters onto the Thunderhulk, which again is kind of our main win condition too. And it could be a way to give like flying to it too. And the number of times I see like Elspeth Resplendent just pull back games is wild, because like every turn you can just go plus. In the first turn, you could give it lifelink because maybe you're dying. And then the next turn, you could give it flying because maybe they actually found a blocker after you got that lifelink down. So like there's a lot with Elspeth Resplendent. I think it's going to be worth the one of for sure. Got a couple Wandering Emperors in here. Awesome removal. Awesome way to give counters to things. Again, that Thunderhulk, man, we don't mind buffing this on up and just going wide with those gnomes. So at the front of the build, we do have more ways to put cards into the grave, like Restoration of Eiganjo. The second chapter you can discard, then you can return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your battlefield to from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's the second time recently I've read graveyard and battlefield backwards, which is pretty funny. It's also going to be a great way to just consistently have land to play every turn, which is going to be super important in this deck. Having planes on the board is going to be important because some of the removal that I opted for is actually Ossification. You need at least one basic land on the board to activate these, so that'll be good to, like, maybe you don't actually have your basic. Grabbing that basic planes off of Restoration could be great. Also, just being a permanent removal is important because you could always discard this to that second ability, immediately bring it back, just free Ossification on that turn. Or, yeah, you could discard one of your bigger things too. Maybe you already have like a Bitter Reunion in the grave or something. Discard something huge to bring back later on. And then, of course, flipping into the Architect of Restoration happens to be a very powerful card too. 3/4 Vigilance, and when it attacks or blocks, you create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. So another way to go wide in here. Maybe we should have ways to buff our wide board state too. But yeah, maybe we'll talk more about that in the final thoughts, right? Also have Celestus, another way to keep our graveyard nice and stocked up, but also just like terrific across the board. The life gain goes a long way, man, and just a little bit of extra ramp too. More ways to keep our graveyard nice and stocked. We have a couple of Scrapwork Mutts in here, also being an artifact, so we could totally bring it back with the Awakening too, since it's target artifact or non-aura enchantment. Yeah, you can't bring back all of your creatures, but there's still just a ton of other things you can bring back, Scrapwork Mutt being one of them. Not the greatest target, but you never know, right? Also have 3 Cathartic Pyres as another removal spell. So 2 mana instant speed that we don't get to see too often. So you get to choose one of these. You can have it deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or discard 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Beautiful stuff, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. The mana base. We have 25 total land. 3 of them is a Restless Bivouac, and the exact same concept as everything else that gives counters in here. We wouldn't mind swinging in with the Bivouac and the Thunderhulk on the same turn. Buff that Thunderhulk up, right, with the +1 counter ability at the bottom. Sundown Pass, Battlefield Forge, of course. We got Crucible, Seat of the Empire, heavily leaning towards the white mana because that's what the deck is leaning towards, especially with the 4 white pips in the Invoke Justice. Now, honestly, though, we shouldn't be held up at all with the mana base. How many total red sources is that? That is 14 total red sources. We should be fine and dandy, honestly. Now we have some honorable mentions over here. Oh, look, I had a wedding announcement. Yeah, this is a way to buff the wide board state, so definitely honorable mentions for a reason. Thought about Collector's Vault for this one, too. And some other land might go a long way, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough basics in here to never miss on the double ossification, but this could also be your removal of choice too. I recommend a permanent removal that can actually be picked up on the second phase of the restoration though, but it really doesn't matter. Like, that's not going to come up every game anyway, so it still could just be your choice spot removal. Yeah, so the other lands made the honorable mentions for a good reason too, because yeah, the 4 white pips, maybe that's a little greedy. You never know. I don't think it's going to hold us up though. Woo, lots to go over in this one, guys. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. right into that first game, guys. Let's go. All right, what am I expecting from the build? I'm actually expecting something, and I'm concerned that I'm expecting something. So we'll see. We'll see. Like it should probably be jank, because that's just kind of what everything I put together kind of feels like. Oh yeah, this is probably gonna be jank, but then sometimes I'm wrong, and it just happens to be really good. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with the Battlefield Forge. And the plains for next turn. I guess we could have went plains this turn, but having the red source open, you never know. You never know if that would have changed anything. Ow, my face. And portal? Probably. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we want to send to the grave there. Woohoo, buddy. Turn 4 portal incoming? Maybe. We're gonna need that turn 3 restoration. Make sure we have the mana for turn 4 though. That's the first thing. Oh, Tear Asunder exists. Also just like a bunch of other removal that can easily pick up our portal. Well, either way. Let's stick to the plan. Not drawing a lot of mana here is a little concerning, but we should be fine. We should be okay for now. We're probably going to need to go... well, we needed the mana anyways, but like, oops, it's going to die immediately. But what else would we have done? Ossification. Ossification, and then next turn restoration. We have another restoration. Yeah, they definitely want to get rid of that. Yeah, Gleesa's a pain in the butt, man. Actually, Golgari versus artifacts and enchantments in general. Yeah, this is a bad matchup. But I really wasn't even thinking of the Sunslayer at all there. So if it would have been Ossification, there we go, some more land. There we go. So we found the land anyways, but now the question is, go for the throat won't hit portal. We could just go portal. We could. Awakening onto it. That seems excessive. Do we wait for the swing on Gleesa next turn and go Wandering Emperor then? I guess so. We also have Trumpeting Carnosaur. What if they don't swing? What if they know it's a Wandering Emperor? I brought this up last time I played with Wandering Emperor. It's been out so long, but I still feel like I don't know all the tricks with it. Like, sometimes I still see the opponent do, like, a line... Oh, no, my portal, you monster. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a really, really bad matchup for this deck. Just based on what they have over there. Okay, so we exile the Sunslayer for sure. Get that out of here. The Wandering Emperors are going to be terrific for this matchup. Let's see. Another rat enters. They're going to be exiling everything all the time, so we're going to probably need to take that out on our turn here, right? Do I want to hit it with the Trumpeting Carnosaur, or just go ahead? It's just Ossification. And then keep the Carnosaur open, since that's instant speed to discard it. Or we could go Restoration for the turn too. Oh crap, I just let the, the Wandering Emperor's in danger. I wonder if we just plus, yeah. We just plus, because there's a chance that it doesn't die next turn then. And then we can keep the Carnosaur open as well. If it's like just the rat or something swinging at that, or if they have a way. Restless Cottage, bro, I'm not paying attention to this board state at all, am I? Well, if they power up Cottage, it could be risky. 3 mana open? They might not. Liliana. Is it gonna be a plus, I wonder?
This fight finished before brunch.
It is gonna be a plus. What do I discard here, guys? The Restoration? The land? Maybe the land? We could play the Carnosaur next turn, though, with 6 mana. Which is probably better. Let's ditch the Restoration. That's fine. And it could be... Yeah, because you can't res the Carnosaur with Awakening, and our portal was exiled. So we just like, we accept this. We accept the 1 damage to the Wandering Emperor. Dread Knight coming down. It's a little bit of a janky line of play. We found a land anyways, so we can always get rid of the Battlefield Forge to the plus on Liliana then. Trumpeting Carnosaur, if we go -1 on Emperor, if we don't see a creature on this, so we go like this. See what we see. Ooh. Higher. So we could stop the -2. Or we could discard, which I feel like is probably not what we do. If we had an extra mana, given haste wouldn't be fine. Or it would be fine. Guys, I don't know what to hit here. I guess Liliana so they can't go -2, but we're still probably going to go -1 on the Emperor anyways. Because they're probably going to find removal for the Connoisseur and full swing at Emperor regardless. I don't know, man. Everything seems a little bit, like, out of order. You know what I mean? Especially with the portal being gone. That exile was brutal for us. As that was the main thing that we were going for with the Awakening. So seeing another portal would be great. I'll tell you what, though. Yeah, these seeing both of the Wandering Emperors was so good. Because that actually helps us keep a lot of value down. What going -1 on Emperor does is it prevents the second Liliana from hitting too. So they go plus on this one, we discard. Then they play second Liliana -2, Connoisseur's gone. So now we actually have a little bit of a buffer here with our Samurai. Which makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, at any point we can go Awakening into Restoration. We could give... So it'll be a 1/1 flyer. We get a Plains to hand. Yeah, we want better stuff to hit with this Awakening. And we only have 3 Awakenings in here too, so... Any creatures would be fine because Bitter Reunion we can give haste. We want to make sure to hit the Liliana. I don't blame the opponent at all right now. Tough decisions for days in a matchup like this. Like, for example, they could have a full-powered Tear Asunder to consider for the Connoisseur. But then, well... Yeah, in a deck like this, they know we have Portal to Phyrexia and stuff. A simple Go for the Throat does hit Connoisseur, but it looks like they got rid of one off the Liliana Plus, so they must have multiple. Uh-oh. All the timeouts used from the opponent. Oh, I talked through all that, huh? Well, I guess it's back to us. That's a shame, guys. That's a shame. I'm a little sad about that. Yeah, having a 1/1 in the sky, flying at the Liliana is fine, but like, oh, Invoke Justice. But like Wandering Emperor. Let's just go for the swing on the Connoisseur and see what happens. Like, there's a chance, guys, that, well, yeah, let's just see what happens. Because like a double block with Cottage and everything would be so bad. Yeah, I just don't think the opponent's here, actually. They might have froze. The last, like, couple months especially, our game has froze multiple times in recording, so I would not doubt if it froze. If that's the case, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's, like, time to restart the client or not. Well, we'll see, we'll see. This would have been such a great one to play out all the way, though, huh? Because I think it would have been a really close game. I'm still going to be swinging at the Liliana regardless. We're going to play it out like the opponent is resetting their computer. Oh, I guess they just pop after the second time. Kind of always forget about that. Well, nice. I think the deck played out all right. It just felt like everything was out of order. That might have been my fault too. Just like the way, like, yeah, the way I was deciding to play things out could have been optimized a little bit, probably. So I'm not ready to blame the deck for that. If there was a chance to go, if there was a chance to get that portal of Phyrexia down, that I think that would have been a nail in the coffin, right? Because every time they would have killed something or had to sacrifice something with Liliana, we could just keep bringing it back. No, not a nail in the coffin. What am I saying? Yeah, Tear Asunder picks up portal easily, and that exists in those builds, so. We keep this, dude. Bitter Reunion could draw us right into our Reanimator spell. And this time round, I'm not going to go Forge. I'm going to go Plains. See if they're playing an aggressive deck. Oh, Angels could be pretty aggressive. There's a Reanimator spell. So I'm going to not take damage and go Crucible. We're going to go Bitter Reunion, send the portal. Is it risky to just not go Cathartic Pyre on Giada? Yeah, probably, because they have great ramp here into a 4-drop if they need to. Swing first because of the Vigilance. Overseer, so they didn't need the ramp anyways. But they get like the whole counter nonsense going too, so maybe it was just take that out as soon as possible. Sundown Pass, another Forge. Trumpeting Carnosaur is removal. Do we do it on our turn? Does mono white Angels play protection spells? We probably do this on our turn, right? Celestus is great ramp though. But then letting them swing for 5, I don't know if that's going to work out for us. I'd rather get Connoisseur and then try to get Phyrexia back when it comes time. Tough decisions, guys. I'm going to take that Giada out. Take it out while they're tapped out. And if we went Celestus, we had nothing for the turn. It would have just been ramp for Invoke Justice. And then Invoke Justice could have brought back Portal to Phyrexia, but then we're only pinging 2 of their creatures when they have a chance of spamming a bunch of just terrific Angels out there. So like being patient, waiting that extra turn is a little better than ramping, I would say. Ooh, they get that ETB. Luckily, it loses the counter, so less damage for us. Okay, we could go Forge, Celestus, and then have Cathartic Pyre open. See, that's much better. Much better, dude. See, the Empire is not open. This time, I'm not going to do it on our turn, and let's see if the opponent actually does have protection spells. Just to see more of their deck, too. Okay, well, they're tapped out, so they go Overseer. Maybe they'll find a land, though. This like aura attacks? It is not. So they're going to swing for 5. We go Pyre. Guardian. We'll have 6 mana next turn, and we do have all the white sources required. Another Forge. 1, 2, 3. If we go Seat, I'm going to just take the damage. We also have Trumpeting Carnosaur to play too. It's just gonna be... No, I'm gonna be greedy. Let's do this. Let's do this, dude. Discover 5. See what we hit. Scrapwork Mutt. Not bad, dude. Ditch that Forge. See what we see. So we go greedy with it because now Invoke Justice can slam a bunch of counters onto this, which happens to have Trample too, so... and then there's a chance that we hit more Angels off the portal. Yeah, like now they have 3, and all 3 of these are going to get sacrificed to the Portal of Phyrexia. That's brutal, man. But they do have a stocked hand, so that's something to consider for sure. Okay, we can go Sundown to not take damage off the white source, but I want to get the Bivouac down tapped, I'd say. So let's go ahead, bring back Portal, target us. Do I want to spread out these counters? Probably. Just because Connoisseur already has a huge target on its back, and we're getting like a really great swing here. Then go ahead and get the Restless Bivouac down. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful. That's a lot of Angels in the grave. I kind of feel bad. Borrowed time on the Portal, probably. Or the Connoisseur. We get the other Connoisseur back, though, next turn, and we can give it haste. which we're going to do because we could discover 5 into another creature or something. Actually, not bad, dude. I'm going to ditch both of them, see what we see. Inner Sun, oh my. And we had the draw there too. Power up Restless Bivouac. Give that Trumpeting Carnosaur haste. And swing on in. GG opponent, holy cow. You know what? They were missing a lot of land though. They were. So if they saw more land, maybe. Maybe they'd still be in this. Yeah, like fourth and fifth mana probably would have been terrific for Angels because they probably have some awesome top-end Angels that could have gone a long way. Problem is, yeah, we were really slamming stuff on the board, and then we could start stealing the Angels that we already killed too, so... Good stuff, man. 25 minutes in, we're gonna keep on rolling. These Boros Reanimator builds, dude, we've been playing like these similar type of builds for, I don't even know, literally since the Restoration of Eiganjo came out, we've been trying these type of builds. I don't know why this is the card I'm latching onto, but like that's, some of you guys might have been around long enough to remember those. And every time we play with them, they're just like so much fun, man. Of course, if they were boring, I wouldn't be putting one into a video, you know what I mean? Opponent? Did they just mulligan down to 5? Oh dear. Oh dear, opponent, don't concede, this is a great hand. On the draw, down to 5, so at least they got their 6th card, right? At least they got that going for them. Bit of reunion, ditch the Thunderhulk. Because we want to reanimate you. Carnosaur, nice. Okay, next turn, Restoration of Eiganjo. Grab a Plains, thins the deck nicely. Oh. Potentially soldiers. Sundown Pass is fine. Hopefully this isn't a counterspell, because it could be. Resolute Reinforcements. Okay, thinning the deck here is going to be huge because yeah, we have enough land for the rest of the game. Actually, 7 mana is totally fine to have for the rest of the game. Down to 18, and they have this Flash Sentinel here. Yeah, do a little bit of ramp, no worries. Since it's going to come in tapped, we're going to do Restless Bivouac. Comes in tapped anyways, then we can still play a 4 mana card if we had it, right? Or we could power up like Restless Bivouac. And swing 3/3. This would be a 3/2 though when they bounce reinforcements back, so. So have Carnosaur open 2. It's just gonna be like Restoration again, right? 2 mana open. Again, it could be a counter spell, but next turn we'll have 6, and we might just go Carnosaur instead of like Invoke Justice. Plains. We go Carnosaur, we have a chance of hitting an Invoke Justice, which is something else, dude. When you're rocking Sentinel, oh, they're gonna keep it all on the board. When you're rocking Sentinel, it's like a tempo-y card. It's a little bit more of a tempo side of soldiers, which is why I think there could be counterspells in this one. But that being said, it could just be a bunch of flash creatures too, so. Knight Errant, restock that hand. We go Invoke Justice, put like a bunch of counters onto Thunderhulk. Ooh! Sanguine Evangelist. Harbin. Dude. Awesome. Okay, so ramp with... Oh! Scrapwork Mutt. Nice. Awesome. And I'll ditch the one of the planes and see what we draw. Another plane. Sure, that's fine. Is it Carnosaur then? Or do we give haste? Do we give haste to our Thunderhulk. Let's do that. Bring this back, target us, and we go 1 on you, the rest on you, and then haste. Full swing. That's wild, dude. Look at our board state. Oh my goodness, man. We wanted to put 1 on the Architect so we could swing in against the Knight Errant without them successfully blocking. So they could go Knight Errant into a 1/1 and then successfully take the rest of the damage. With this not being a soldier, Harbin won't be powering anything up, even if they had a hasty soldier. GG, opponent. GG. What a wild time, huh? The bitter reunion given haste can just be so disgusting on so many levels. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. 30 minutes in. Time for 1 or 2 more. Let's keep the ball rolling. What do we got here? Twinferno. Dude, that's a card I don't play with enough. I gotta try to squeeze a Twinferno somewhere, right? A lot of similar cards like that. You know what I don't play with enough at all? Like just cards that copy like other spells and stuff. I feel like there could be something really fun to try out with that. Thunderhulk Awakening. Opponent goes first. This isn't a bad hand. Like, we have early removal and we have our little combo set up here, too. So, if we don't use Pyre as removal, like discarding could be great. Discarding a land in Thunderhulk, or 2 Thunderhulks, jeez. Could stock our hand with more removal, too, so. Recruitment Officer. Look at that. Look at that, Plains. Recruitment Officer, okay. Well then. Fire open. Let's see the damage. Because it looks like mono white humans with that Lunarch Veteran, right? And so if they buff the board state, swing for 5. Let's risk it, dude. The deck's been running, like, beautifully so far. I say we risk it. We just take the 5. They might still play something important to hit with the Cathartic Pyre. But what I actually just want to do is I just want to discard. I want to discard like a Plains and a Thunderhulk. And we should probably keep 1 Thunderhulk in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I want to do. See 2 more cards. More land? That's concerning. That's very concerning. Oh, except Carnosaur acts as removal. Man, that's good. Holy cow. Okay, yeah, we keep Carnosaur open. Man, that's good. Jeez, dude. Yeah, next turn we go Awakening, but it's just like a 1/1, you know? Reinforcements. We are in some serious danger right now, man. I'm thinking they're looking to buff this board state. 3rd mana. No buff. We should take out one of the 2/1s, take less damage. I would have loved to hit something a little bit stronger, but we shouldn't. Oh, do they have something? They do not. Okay. So we're taking 5 down to 9. Yeah, Awakening hits next turn, but like this is just gonna be. It's gonna be a 4/4 flyer. It does not have haste. So it could easily be picked up by Brutal Cathar, anything like that. Another land. I mean, that solidifies our choice. Let's do it. X is 0. Yeah, we're kind of forced to do it. I'm terrified of like a Cathar coming down though. Either way, getting a bunch of 1/1s on the ground is huge for us. Outside of that, we need to not see land for the next few turns. Werefox Bodyguard. Yeah, that'll do it. Luckily, we'll get more gnomes if we take out Bodyguard. So now do they buff their board state? They might hold back now. No, they do not. Okay, let's do this. I'll take those trades for days. Even if there's like combo or combat tricks, right? Yeah, we take those trades for days. Maybe like keep 2 back so they can't swing with bodyguard successfully or something, but... Okay, Inner Sun isn't bad. But it's a little too expensive. It's not a land, that's the most... that's the most important thing here. Keeping the blockers back. Bivouac, it can be a 2/2. Should I have swung this turn with it? No. Yeah, they're at 25 anyways, so... We can pull this back then. Stock up their hand with Recruitment Officer. Let's not forget they can get the Luminous Phantom in the air next turn if they wanted to as well. If we block Bodyguard, there's a chance that they have another Bodyguard in hand to flash down and pick up Bivouac, and then we'll still be too far away from the Inner Sun. So do we just block the Officer and try our dandiest? No, we risk the block. We risk it. Because if we can get the block, we get Thunderhulk back. Even so, we still might not die next turn anyways. No! Not worth the risk this time round, but we still get to pick up Recruitment Officer. And now, what we really want to see, down to 7, what we really want to see is something we can play for 5 mana. Bitter Reunion, that's a start. That's a start. Ditch of Plains, we don't need all this. Or wait. Okay, Carnosaur's there. Let's actually go Thunderhulk to get another one into the grave. Oh, 2 more Plains. Oh no, guys. Oh no. That's so bad. We flooded out this game. For 25 mana, I would definitely consider this a flood. And my risk with the block there probably wasn't worth it because we could have gotten the Inner Sun down this turn. Are we not dead? I'm surprised we haven't seen anything to buff this board state yet because they've been going wide really well. Seat of the Empire might hold them back. No. Actually, if one of these planes was a Seat of the Empire, that would have been huge. Get Thunderhulk back, block beautifully. Down to 2. 4 mana open, they have Recruitment Officer's ability. Oh no, Sundown Pass. Yet the flood was very real in this one, huh? With Bivouac, 3 planes in hand, a plane's filtered out earlier. I probably should have filtered out more land when it came time. Restoration. Dude, Portal to Phyrexia. That could have come in handy at some point during this. Yeah, thin out the deck. I'm surprised we still have planes left in the deck to grab. That's funny, dude. Hey, good game, opponent. Werefox Bodyguard just being beautiful there. What? There's blue in their deck. What? What are they playing? Okay. There must be a splash of blue, right? Because they weren't concerned about the blue at all. And then they played an island there. Maybe it's in there for confusion. 38 minutes in, guys. Let's go one more. Let's do this. Let's do this. With 25 mana, we don't want to drop to 24 regardless of what that game showed us. And at 25, I don't think we want to go up to 26 either. I think like Restoration grabbing us those planes and filtering out with other cards I think 25 is a sweet spot for sure. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, are we going to see that mana or was this a mulligan? Let's find out. Let's do this together. Push the deck to its limits. There's the land. No punish for getting this down turn 1 either, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that down instead of the mountain. Mirax. Okay. 2 slow decks doing a setup. It looks like it. Blue source. Rose. Okay. Let's see if they got that counter. They do not. Let's grab that plains. As we just found out, thinning the deck is going to be huge for us with these restorations. Second blue source. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and Go ahead and ramp with that. And then the second one will attempt to get some goodies into the grave. How do we feel about that? Instead of ramping with the planes. Well, maybe we still ramp with the planes and just try to like play things out. No, nothing from the opponent, no counter spells. Get the poison ball rolling here. Still got 4 mana open, so it's probably like a Wandering Emperor then or something, I'd imagine. So yeah, we could like ditch the portal to Phyrexia, for example, and then Awakening, or we could just like not and just ramp. I think that's fine too, right? For this game at least, since there's not a lot of pressure to go fast here. I think that's totally fine. And use Awakening when it comes time, and whenever... Yeah, nothing in the grave. Whenever they kill like our restorations or something. It's probably Eternal Wanderer, I would say. In main phase 2. I'm okay if this gets countered, actually, because we do have Invoke Justice in here as well. And I think we're just going to create some creatures.
I fight for the entire multiverse.
No point in going Architect. Generating a 2/2 double strike every turn could be really good. We have blockers for days against the Might now, or the Mites. They pass it back. Flip Restoration. Another planes. 2, 3, that's 7, 8 with the planes on the board. We probably go for the swing. Let them drop their Wandering Emperor. I would say, right? Probably 0 on the Eternal Wanderer again. Let's do this. See what happens. Is it going to be nothing? I don't... Maybe it's going to be like a Memory Deluge for the turn? Board wipe next turn? Memory Deluge for the turn. Yeah, board wipe next turn. So keep Wandering Emperor ready for their turn. And if it's a Sunfall board wipe or anything that exiles, then the Architects are gone, which means Awakening won't hit anything. So that could be very scary, but Farewell would be... No, it doesn't hit our Eternal Wanderer, luckily. Okay. With Eternal Wanderer on the board... Jeez, bro. Okay, yeah, Farewell. Eternal Wanderer is so good here. All of our Planeswalkers, actually. GG opponent, yep. Yeah, just being able to actually play around their board wipe was huge for us. I understand. Now, we didn't get to see any fancy thing with our Awakening. However, if I chose to not ramp early on and instead have discarded the portal, that portal would have been exiled to the Farewell anyways. Plus, it's not like you get the portal as the portal. You get the portal as a 1/1 spirit, so any amount of like removal that hits creatures outside of Go for the Throat, still really neat. Really cool. Seems strong, I would say, surprisingly. Do we have to call it jank still? Probably. I have no idea, man. Anymore. I just have no clue what's good and what's bad. Just doing our damnedest to just have a good time every time, right? Which is probably the way to play. Let's go over the deck list one more time. Here's the deck list again, guys. Okay. I like it. First of all, right? I've been talking about how fun it was this whole time, and it does feel good, doesn't it? It feels decent. There's probably some rearranging we could do with the numbers to try to make it, dare I say, competitive. Or no, I shouldn't. I should probably say more competitive, right? Than what we saw here today, because I still do think it's going to be jank, but a really fun time with jank, and jank that could win. That's important, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Where do I start? In the comments, let me know. What would you add or take out? Of course, definitely always let me know. I love seeing your guys' suggestions. And I see it all. I see it all, so. I do my dandiest to respond to all, or at the very least, drop a heart too. Right. I don't know what to say about this. Is it good enough to just keep as is? I don't know. I don't know, like the 3 Cathartic Pyres was fine. First, oh, the Trumpeting Carnosaur. Dude, how good was this? Maybe we want 3 of these too. But the 2 of felt completely fine as well. The 4 of restorations were fine. Celestus was fine. Yep, Scrapwork Mutt actually came into play today too. Just being an extra creature that you give haste to or slam counters on with the Invoke Justice. Just like everything felt great. You know what we didn't see today? Our Elspeth. So like since we didn't see it and it still performed well, this could be a card you drop and go up whatever you feel like at that point. Like it could be like another Eternal Wanderer, for example. Problem is, the more 6 drops you get, the less of the awesome good stuff you're hitting off of the Discover. Speaking of Discover, maybe the Inner Sun could be taken out, right? Like it didn't do too much. And if it was just like another, like if it was another Thunderhulk, it just would have been better, right? No, not in that game, because we barely had enough mana to play them out and we weren't seeing our reanimation. So maybe we want like a 4th Awakening, but the 3 felt really good too. And in that last game, we had 2 chilling in hand, not doing anything. So like if you go up another one, who knows, maybe instead of our Wandering Emperor, we would have found the 4th one of these instead. Dude, I guess there's like nothing. I wouldn't change anything, but definitely let me know what you would add or take out. I mean, always more testing required. Like it was just a handful of games instead of 30 games or something. But overall, I think it just felt great, didn't it? Bitter Reunion just always doing that thing in these mid-range builds. If you're playing red mid-range and you find that the opponents are untapping, wiping the board, and then they win after that, then try out Bitter Reunion sometime, because sometimes that extra haste is perfect for after you get that board state set up to not give the opponent their extra turn to drop the Sunfall or something. So yeah, Bitter Reunion was perfect, dude. It just like, yeah, wow, fun time. Oh, Restless Bivouac. Nice. I like all 3 of these too. This is beautiful. Yep, everything felt great. Enough rambling though, huh? Sound like a broken record at this point. If you guys made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.